Hey, what's up, everyone? How's everyone doing today? What's my story today? My story today is a topic called fresh starts and small steps. Now, you might be asking yourself why I chose that. Well, tomorrow night in my Toastmasters group, the theme is going to be that new beginnings and small steps. And so, what does that actually even mean? Well, I'll give you an example. Right now, I'm going through a new beginning. I used to do construction, and in Toronto, and in Ontario in general, the market's really taking a hit, and I can't really do that anymore because it's just not a good time right now. So I decided to go in a different direction and try personal development and starting a YouTube channel. I never thought I would be doing this, starting a YouTube channel. I would watch YouTube and I would think to myself, wow, like some of these people are actually making a living doing this. And I couldn't believe it. I thought this is really cool that a normal person could have a YouTube channel and essentially become their own studio production company, everything all in one shot. And that's the beauty of the time that we're living in right now, is that something like that could happen, and it's happened to many people as well. So yeah, what I'm going back to is a fresh start, meaning doing something that you were completely opposite of what you were doing before. And you know what, when that happens, it is kind of scary because it's not familiar to you. Now, maybe it's something in your mind that you thought, oh, I've always had an interest in doing that, and I'd always wanted to try it, but I never had a chance, or I'm never willing to take a chance. That's what it is. Sometimes the universe gives you a good kick in the ass and tells you, hey, listen, remember that thing you wanted to do and you never, you weren't going to get off the ride and you weren't going to pursue that? Well, right now, I'm giving you your opportunity. That's what the universe is saying. So in my case, personal development is something that I was always interested in, maybe even just casually, but going through difficult times has really made me look inward. Reading a lot of books has made me look inward as well, and just exploring, what that could look like. And the more I read and the more I think about it, I really like the idea of being involved in personal development. And don't get me wrong, I don't not like construction anymore. I think construction is great. In fact, I got out of a corporate job a long time ago where I just felt like it was just sucking my soul dry. And construction was something new that I could create, and I could see progress and I could see development. And it was very fulfilling for me, and it still is. It's just something that right now is a difficult time for that industry. So I have to branch out and expand my mind, build new neural pathways, and try something different. So that's what I'm going for. Actually, that reminds me of another story. I'll be very brief. I used to work in insurance as an insurance adjuster, and that was a very safe job, salary, benefits, all that sort of thing. And then one day the legislation changed, and my job was no longer needed anymore. It became redundant. And so what happens? I was laid off. Now we rewind back a little bit. I had always had an interest in construction, renovations, and that sort of thing, working with my hands, but I'd never done it before. And so the insurance industry was such a, again, safe job. Pay was good, had benefits. Job was not great for me. I didn't like it. It was not a good use of my own personal skills, but I made the best of it. And when something becomes comfortable and you kind of settle in a bit, and you have a low level of resentment, but it's not enough to kick you and make you do something. This is going back to the beginning of the video where I say the universe gives you a kick in the ass and says, hey, listen, Do you remember that thing that you were interested in? I'm going to give you an opportunity to give it a try, but I'm going to have to shake things up a little bit for you. And so, going back to what I said earlier, I became redundant. I was laid off. So I lost my job. And it was at that moment where I thought, you know what? Let me try something new now. So a friend of mine and we both opened up a business with his brother, and it was a disaster restoration company. Now we'll fast forward, but the company didn't do great. It was a very difficult industry to get into. But what it did do was it gave me the opportunity to try and have an experience of construction and what renovations and that sort of thing were like. And I fell in love with it. I really, really enjoyed it. And so my friend and his brother, my two partners, when we decided to part ways with the company, they ended up going back to the corporate world. But I decided to stay in construction and try my hand at it. And so up until very recently, this is going back to 2012. So up until very recently, that's what I've been doing all these years, is just working through the construction industry and learning and constantly trying to improve myself and talk to new people, make new connections. And it was a great ride, and it still can be a great ride. But I'm going to see what this personal development thing is all about as well. I'd love for you guys to come along with me on that journey. Oh, and the other part I meant to talk about, I forgot, the small steps. The significance of that is to show you that in order to make changes in your life, you don't need to take huge leaps all the time. Sometimes the biggest changes start with just tiny, tiny steps. And it's just doing one thing a day or one thing a week, changing something towards the direction that you want to go and the destination that you want to be at. Think of a ladder. When you look at a ladder, are the rungs of the ladder massively far apart? No, they're not. They're in a manageable distance where you climb one foot, one hand above the other, and eventually, before you know it, you're higher and higher and you're at the top of the ladder. That's how life is as well. When you look at a goal and it just seems so far away, you don't know how the hell you're going to get there. You know what? You're going to get there one step at a time. And so there's your small steps. You just put one foot in front of the other. And small little wins will eventually add up and get you to where you need to be. So there you have it. Have a great night, everyone. And we'll see you in the next chapter. Love y'all. Good night.